Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Yo-Yo here. So I just want to say thank you to all that have returned. It's a pleasure to sit and chat with you again. If you haven't seen my latest video, sorry, I had a really good itch. If you haven't seen my latest video, make sure that you click the link in my bio just to, see where I've been, what I've been up to, what do I have coming. And yeah, let's just jump right into the video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks again for watching. So as you can see from the title, this is going to be about how to date successfully. Now, this is just a little disclaimer. I'm not saying that these tips and tricks will work for each and every one of us because we are all beautifully made differently. And, I would hope that something would benefit to you. If not all, at least one thing would stand out and be like, okay, let me try this. Maybe this might work for me. What you say? My goal right now is to help. So, and another thing is, I'm not judging anyone because myself, the reason that I'm making these videos is because I have done the don'ts. You know how there's do's and don'ts? Yes, Yo-Yo has done the don'ts. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to share these with you guys in hopes that you won't make the same mistakes that I've made. So now, get into the video. So, how to date successfully. Now there's 3 steps, and the first thing to dating successfully is to make sure that you are mentally and emotionally prepared. Now, how I did this was, number 1, heal. Healing is the most important. If you don't take anything from this video, take the fact that you need to heal. I'm very spiritual, and I feel like after my breakup that I had last year, I feel like it made me closer to God. I started praying. After my breakup, I probably didn't talk to nobody, and I healed myself for about 4 months. Some of you may say that's not long enough. You may have thought that I've needed more time or whatever the case was. But for me, during those 4 months, I did a lot of healing, and I needed it, because what happens if you don't heal, and this is something that I have experienced myself, is that I start talking to somebody new, and all of the baggage from my prior relationship and how I dealt with things in my prior relationship, subconsciously, I'm bringing that into my current relationship or the present relationship that I'm in. And that's a big no-no, because let's just face it, we're all different. What may have worked for you may not work for me. And that also includes when you're in a relationship. So let's say if in your old relationship, how you guys would get over things would be to sweep things under the rug, kiss and make up, everything's good. In your new relationship that you're in, this partner doesn't believe in that. This partner wants to discuss things. This person wants to communicate with you. They want to get to the bottom of things. Don't make your current situation suffer from the past, because it's a different person and they don't deserve that. Everyone deserves a chance. You need to give them that chance. Don't mentally feel like, you're stuck in the past. No, you're moving forward. This is why you're moving on. It's because it didn't work for you back then. So you're going to try something that may work for you otherwise. So heal. Whatever healing looks to you, me personally, I give it to God, and I have to give it to God. He's the one that pulled me through a lot of things that I was going through mentally, and he helped me to heal, and I'm still healing even to this day. Number 2, confidence. The sexiest thing that will stand out is confidence. The first thing a man notices before he looks at anything is the confidence of how a woman carries herself. You need to walk in there and know, just like how there's essential workers, honey, you are essential in his life, okay? And he needs to know that. And it's not to be cocky or anything. Confidence is to know your worth, to know what you bring to the table, to know what you're going to accept. All of that speaks confidence. So that, make sure you have that down packed, because he will continue to want to come after you because it's like, you know, he thinks of himself highly, so why would he go after somebody that doesn't? Sometimes that can be the case. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. Sometimes that's the balance, and you know, this person might need this to, you know, it just depends. But confidence, I'm stressing that is ideal, like for anything. Walk in confidence, you got. Thirdly, make sure that you are willing to put out what you're willing to receive. So yes, I'm a woman at the end of the day, and I believe that I'm a queen and I should be treated as such. But one thing that I've learned the hard way is it's not a take situation when you're trying to build with somebody or you're trying to date or whatever the case is. No, you need to be willing to also put something out as well. This person, whoever you're dating, they're human as well. So don't you think that what you want, they might want to, or what you deserve, they might deserve to? You need to be willing to be selfless. If you're not ready, ask yourself, am I ready to consider somebody else's feelings? Do I want to put up with this shit? You need to ask yourself these questions, or else it's going to be too late. And when you're in it, you're going to be like, well, I wish I would have. And you don't want to be in that. Don't be like me. Take it from me. Do not do that to yourself. It's going to drive you crazy, and it's just going to create mess. So, secondly, how to date successfully is to date with a purpose. Now, what I mean by when I say this is when you're dating, especially after you've come out of a relationship, dating with a purpose for me looked like, I know what I went through in my past relationship, and I know what I want for my future. What that person didn't give me, maybe it's somewhere else. It's out there. And just because it's inside of you, yes, you deserve it. But sometimes you're just asking the wrong person, and that's okay. That's why God has created so many human beings, so that you're not sitting there and waiting on this one person to act right when somebody else is waiting for you to let them act right. Like, let that sink in. Like, that is out there. And if I can have it, you can have it too. So, yes. What I do when I was doing my dating is I set the tone for my entire, I don't even want to call it a relationship, but I set the tone. For example, I'm gonna give you a little story time. And I don't want to make this too lengthy, but I need you to understand what I mean by this. So when I was 17, 18, I was dating this particular guy, and I liked him so much. Like, I was so gaga for this guy, like so gaga. And my mistake that I made was, instead of when he would do something wrong, put him in his place and show him like, listen, I'm not tolerating this. You're not going to deal with me like this. I was just like, okay, no problem. You could, tell me you're going to come pick me up at 9 and come at 2 o'clock and I'll be okay with it. Like, no, that is a no-no. Don't do that. Absolutely not. My beauties, we're not settling for less. Okay. We're queens and we deserve the garbage. Goodbye. Like, no, like, what? No, absolutely not. Sorry, sometimes I do that. Like, I have these conversations with myself because, like I've said, I've made these mistakes and I have to look back and be like, Yolanda, what were you thinking? Like, why did you do that to yourself? But now I can bless somebody else out there, and I'm more than happy to do that. So set the boundaries. So if I would have set the boundaries from the jump, he wouldn't have continued to deal with me the way that he was dealing with me. And that goes hand in hand with saying that a person will do as much as you tolerate. And you're gonna hear me say that probably a lot on my channel. People only do what you allow. So if you let things slide, he's gonna take advantage of it because you don't have a problem with it, so why should he? And if he's benefiting from it, even more better for him. Like, it's a win-win. It's a go. He's gonna keep doing whatever he's doing. So make sure, ladies, that you're setting the tone from the get-go. Don't be so stupid and like someone so much that you forget to show them that the respect that you require in order for them to have access to you. So that's number one. Number two, Don't ever.
Don't ever.
Don't ever.
Don't
ever. Don't ever go back to anything. Whether that's an ex, whether that's somebody that you had relations with, that you're talking to.
Don't do it.
First of all, if they were meant to be in your life, you would not be watching this video right now. And that's just facts. Like, don't go backwards. If I can count on how many times I made this stupid choice, and that's because, you know what? It's in our nature to be comfortable with things. Like, you know, it's draining to have to start over and this and that. But face it, sis, listen, your outcome of starting over can completely like amaze you than what you're comfortable with. There are way too many fish in the sea to go backwards. Straight ahead, not backwards. Okay?
Don't go back to your ex.
It may be comfortable, it may whatever, but if it wasn't working back then, what makes you think it's gonna work at that time? Don't do it. Thirdly, how to date successfully is don't get attached. And I'm looking down because I have my little notepad here. I had to write these things down because there's so many more points, but these are the main ones that I could really think of that I know that helped me a lot. Even though I had to go through a lot of it, like these points really stuck out to me. So yes, don't get too attached. What I mean by that is, number one, keep a roster. Guarantee you need to have a roster in your dating life because options are just wide. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, there's one person, let me just go to, no, like, you have options. You need to see what you like, you need to see what you don't like, you need to see what you tolerate, you want to see what you don't tolerate. Like, have a roster, because you're gonna see and learn so much even about yourself. Like, oh, like, you know, this person doesn't carry themselves properly. Well, I don't want to be looked at like that, so no, take them out of the roster. Next. And when I say have a roster, I stress the fact that I'm not saying, listen to me good,
do not open your legs to each and every one of them.
if that's what you want to do, sis, do you, that's you. But if you want someone to take you seriously, you can't open your body to these people. Another thing that I'm going to stress with opening your body to multiple people at once is the fact that we carry energies. So let's say you're talking to Jeremy, friggin' Alex, and Anthony. And let's say Jeremy comes and Jeremy is a player of whatever, and he's talking to like 20 different girls, and then he comes and he sleeps with you. Do you know how much energies and turmoil and all of that he's carrying and bringing into your life now? Like, is that worth it? Like, and this is not something you're going to take serious, but you're going to sleep with him because of temporary, just all of that. It's just too messy. I can go on and create a scenario. It's horrible. Just don't do it. So keep a roster, but also don't be sleeping with your whole roster. Like, your roster will limit the amount of, you know, like, slowly but surely you'll take people off the list. Like, nope, don't like him. Nope, don't like him. And that's the main point of dating. You need to see what you like from what you don't like. Secondly, take your time. And this is something that I struggled with and I still struggle with, is taking my time. I love love. Like,
I love the idea of falling in love. I love the idea of family and relationships and building and marriage and all these things.
Which I get so excited when I meet somebody. I'm just like, we meet today, okay,
You're my husband.
tomorrow. Like, no, that's wrong, because not everyone is built like that, okay? Not everyone is ready. And you're not even built like that yourself, because I have stuff that I needed to work on too. So take your time. Take your time, because like I said, this person you may think is giving you everything that you desire, somebody else is waiting to give you even more than you can imagine. But because you're so like focused on rushing and, you know, setting a not really a goal, but you're just so focused on you're putting so much pressure on yourself, it's not worth it, because you're going to be unhappy in the end, and that's the last thing that you want. And last but not least is always listen more than you speak. So this is something that I have mastered. Now, I feel when you're in the talking stage, you're getting to know each other. 21 questions, figuring each other out, all that jazz. A man will tell you his intentions without directly saying it to you. Like, he'll drop hints like, how do you feel about a relationship? Oh yeah, well, I'm not the relationship type. But that's just him saying, this is what, so him saying, I'm not the relationship type is really him saying,
I don't want a relationship with you.
Sometimes that's what that means. He's just not going to fully say that, because then a week later you see him boot up with somebody and it's like, what? I thought you weren't the relationship type. Oh no, it just, you weren't it for him. And that's okay. But listen more than you speak. And that's another thing too. Sometimes I feel like men need outlets because they're so like, like, oh, I'm honcho and, like, I'm this big tough guy. No, sometimes they just need somebody to listen to them. And that, another thing that will set you apart from all the rest of the girls, is the fact that, wow, she listens. She doesn't talk over me. She doesn't belittle me. She does, like, she actually listens to me and she doesn't judge me and all of these things. So definitely, if a man wants you, sis, he will know. And the fact that you're listening will also make you narrow down your dating, all of that. Because you're gonna hear, and stuff are gonna turn you off and all of that. Like I said, hopefully you gained something from this video. I don't want to make it too lengthy. And, I look forward to more of these girl talks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will be seeing you in my next video. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we out.